Setting up is coming up. Okay. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the fourth day of book review, where we are reviewing the book 0 to 1 by Thiel, I think Professor Thiel, rather. And today, I and Dr. Morayo will be taking today's presentation, and she'll be taking chapter 7, which talks about the what's the title again for chapter 7? I've forgotten chapter 7's sorry. Okay, chapter 7 talks about the follow the money rather. Yes, so just leave the floor and the mic for Dr. Mario to handle it, and we'll take it off from there. All right, ma. And let me
Okay, thank you.
share your
Thank
presentation
you
right.
very much. Please let me share my slide. Good evening, everyone. Welcome, our president.
Good evening.
Salawu.
Sorry for joining a bit late today.
Yes,
Sorry.
everybody joined late. Yeah, so I'll be taking chapter 7, which is Follow the Money, from the book 0 to 1. Mr. David, please let me put up my slide. Thank you. So a little bit of introduction of myself. I'm Dr. Salawu Morayo, a consultant anesthetist with National Hospital Abuja. I'm also an examiner with National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria. And should I say a budding entrepreneur? I'm still trying to be one. So I'll be taking chapter 7 of the book 0 to 1 by Professor Thiel, and the title is Follow the Money. So please, can you put up my slide? Thank you. Okay. So the title of this chapter is Follow the Money, and I'll just try and summarize it. So the core idea in this chapter is a power law, and we should know that the word follow a power law. That's not an equal distribution. So a few people, companies, or cities capture most of the value. If we look around, even in our own country, it's still the same thing. It's a few people, some few companies or cities that are the one that capture most of the value. And we should know that in startups, most of the startup, only a few succeed, while most fail. Why is it so? This all depends on the power of law. And also, we should remember the Pareto principle, which said 20% creates 80% of results. So this is applicable everywhere. It's just a few people that is creating 80% of the results. So where do we want to be? I think we should be in the few, which are just the 20%. And that's the reason most startups fail, because only a few people we be resilient, we see follow through. There'll be a lot of problems, a lot of issues at the beginning. But if you keep on it, if you're among those few, you can surely succeed. So according to Pareto principle, it's only 20% that creates 80% of the results. So when we now look at venture capital and exponential returns, venture capital just states that success follows the power of law of returns. So it's the more you do, it's the more you keep at something, that's when there'll be more returns. And one major investment often outperforms all others combined. Sometimes it's just one click, just one contracts, just one business, it will beat all the small one you have been trying to do. You just need a little, getaway, a little opening, and then boom, you are there. So one major investment can outperform many numerous that you have been doing combined. And then there's one word that people use, the diversification. We should know that sometimes diversification doesn't ensure success. Focus does. When you are in too many places and you are not even finishing one, you are jumping to another, then you get confused, then there'll be nothing. So sometimes, because sometimes it's saying that we should not put all our egg in one basket. Yes, it's true. But it's not as if you start something, you will not finish, you jump to another. You say you are diversifying. That one cannot be success. It doesn't ensure success. Focus does. You have to focus, have structure, have strategy, know where you are going, know what you are doing, not just jumping for one thing without finishing another, and you think you'll get success. And we should know that the best investment in a fund can outweigh the rest combined. That's just like I was saying to that one major investment can make up for all the small work we have been doing. So these are some of the lessons for entrepreneurs. We should know that it's only focus only. We should focus only on opportunities with massive potential. We should look at the what people are not looking at. We should, try and be unique, try and focus, be strategic enough, see where there's opportunity, and when there's opportunity, just follow it. And that one is the one that can give you massive potential. And also another thing is that we should avoid spreading effort too thin across many small ideas, just like some diversification. You will now be on everywhere, at the end of the day, nothing to show for it. You should avoid spreading our effort too thin. We will now thin out so much that we not even there's nothing even to show for what all everything you're doing, for all the effort you are putting through. And another thing, lesson for entrepreneurs is that one breakthrough is more valuable than many minor wins. Let this sink in. One breakthrough, just one door opening for you, can be more valuable than many minor wins. Example is only just 0.01% of Google. You can imagine how was the monetary value, what's the investment value of Google? Just owning 0.01% of it. You can imagine what that translates to. And this beats 100% of failed startup, that you wanting to start up your own thing. If you can key in something that is already booming, just getting 0.1%, 0.01% can make a very big difference. So what are the key takeaways? One is that we should think in power laws. Life, business, and success, they are not linear. They are exponential. They don't go the straight line. Something kickstarts it and then the ball starts rolling. They are exponential. Another thing we should know is that we should choose ventures with the highest long-term upside. We should not always think of short-term. Yeah, short-term for small things, but most of the time, let's think of long-term. That's when we can actually have very good investments. We should focus on those investments with highest yielding long-term. And then another thing we should note is that where our action falls on the curve, there's normally a curve. So where's your action? Where are you exactly? And another thing that entrepreneurs should know is that you can't afford not to think hard about where your actions will fall on the curve. This is a quote of Peter Thiel. We can't afford not to think about where we should know where exactly where we are on the curve and what we are doing, where it will land us to. This is very essential. We should not just be doing things anyhow. There should be a strategy, there should be a structure. We should know exactly, if I do this, what am I getting? If I do this, where am I? Where am I going in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? All this should be planned. We should not just leave things to chance. We should have a plan, and then we should focus on it and get the work done. So thank you, everyone. That's all I have to say on chapter 7, which is to follow the money. So where are we? Are we all following the money? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Morayo, for that very concise presentation. And it was straight to the point, but I could say very insightful. I got the understanding of the writer's perspective. And, I love your introduction. I love the way you just flowed through, and your conclusion as well. Thank you so much for that. So in our usual fashion, I think we'll just do the needful by giving Dr. Morayo our flowers for a very concise presentation there. And whilst I try to do mine as well, I'm just trying to give my own flowers. Sorry. Yeah. So once again, sorry for joining quite a bit late today, because I had some other engagements that I had to finish up before joining. And I can see today we don't have too many people in the house, but I'm enjoying the session already. You remember, it's not usually the game of numbers, but it's about our self-development. So what does that mean? When we come into the boardroom, it is about what we want to impact in ourselves, what we want to learn. And it doesn't matter whether you're the presenter, it doesn't matter whether you're the listener. I think on 2 or 3 occasions on this platform, maybe some people don't know, I have come online. I've been the only one online, and I've presented to myself within this boardroom. So that's basically the attitude, I think maybe Princess might know about that, maybe David, I don't know, but there has been a few occasions where nobody showed up for our presentations, and I have presented to myself. I took that learning. I said, okay, after all, I prepared this presentation, so I might as well take it as some sort of training or some sort of learning for myself. And because the key thing is that we are doing these things to develop ourselves, like I said before. So let's be encouraged. Thank you very much. Before we go to the next speaker, I just want to talk about some of the highlights of your presentation, Dr. Morayo, before we move. And also, maybe we might leave the questions to the very last, but for now, let me just re-emphasize on some of the points. When she talked about following the money, which is the writer's, which is the head or the title, the headline for this chapter, chapter 7. Basically, it is very common to see that startups, are quite endangered, I would say that. And why do I say startups are endangered? Startups, we remember from the last book we read, which is Lean Startup, we define a startup as an organization that usually comes along with a lot of risk. It is an organization that usually wants to try out something new, something that everyone seems to be running away from doing, something that's impossible. So when you go into that startup ecosystem, into that arena, you just find that, there's a lot of, it's a crazy world out there. And you just see that, there's a lot of things that you need to overcome in order for your startup to, see the light of day. And that is the reason why, startups have high failure rates. And so when you now take that, and on the other side of startups is the funding mechanism for startups, which is is usually the VCs, that's the venture capitalists, the angel investors, you've got the home offices, you've got the equity, the banks, this, that, whatever, and all of these people sit on the other side, majorly the venture capital or capitalists. And what they do is, definitely they provide funding, the money for startups to sort of, for startups to be able to buy in and take that to scale. So basically, when you talk about venture capitalists, these are high risk takers. These are people who stake their, their everything on on startups, basically. But the good news about that is that they usually would have people who are either experienced, because most of them come from the startup ecosystem themselves, or maybe regular business type environments where they are able to, use their experience to determine who gets this funding. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they don't get it right. At the end of the day, they are leveraging on the fact that, okay, if we give out of 100 startups, if we give, let's say, X amount, the same amount, let's say I'm giving $5,000 to 100 people, do you know that what they are betting on is probably 2 or 3 of those startups to actually survive? So they know that if I give 5,000 to 100, if let's say 97 fail and 3 succeeds and become maybe bigger companies, or even if they don't get to the unicorn status like what we have in those bigger companies, but they will do so well that I will recoup my investment based on those 3, because you will get, that return on investment based on the 3 succeeding. So that is why we talk about the power law of venture capital. So like Dr. Morayo was trying to effectively say that it is, according to the Pareto's rule, which says that, it's the small portion, of entities that often dominate outcomes. It is a small portion, maybe the 20% of what we do that would give us the result that we're looking for. So you need to learn to focus more on those areas. Basically, as a business leader, you need to learn to focus more on those areas where you see results, those areas that you see potential. And that's what the power law of venture capital does. They just sit down and look at it and say, okay, where are the areas where we can have, key successes? They are the areas we can generate massive returns, and they focus on it. And, even though at the start, they start off with giving everybody an equal leverage by, okay, let's give this 100 startups, 5,000 each. But when they now see value coming out of maybe A and D and maybe Z, they would focus on A, D, Z and leave the other, A to Z. They will leave the other people in between. They will leave them alone and just focus on those ones, and probably go for more funding for those ones in order to unlock, the value. And so that's key for us to understand, even as business startup owners or business leaders. You have to keep focusing on areas in your business that unlock key value for you. Those areas that would help you, to scale at, to move faster, to have great scale and everything. So that's what's very important. So I'll just move on to our next presenter because of our time. I will leave the questions to the last. And so I'll be calling on the next presenter in person of David Ipese, who will be leading us through the next chapter, chapter 8, which talks about secrets. I would really love to hear this speech. Thank you very much, David. Over to you.
Good everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Business Readers Global, for giving me this opportunity. Let me share my screen. Okay. All right. So my topic is very simple, and the topic is a topic on secrets. And just coming from chapter 7, right, that talked about just having that ultimate focus on one particular thing and narrowing down all your expectations. Right? This time around, we're just talking about, discovering business secrets, right? How you can discover them, things that, people are leaving behind, the traits you need to embody traits you need to embody so that you can discover them, so that, you'll be able to catch insight and truth, because these are the things that help a lot of startups to, maybe not startup, but help a lot of big companies like the Apple, the Tesla and everything. They discover one truth about human being or the nature that, is like a secret ingredient to what they are, to the information they always get day in and day out, and are going further. So I'll just go into the presentation straight away. And the big idea is very simple, which is building businesses on secret, right? Like I've said, and it says that the lasting value is created only by doing something new. It's created only by doing something new rather than perfecting old ways. Innovation comes from identifying a foundational truth that is valuable but currently hidden from others. So we can see here that we have three crucial points, which is a valuable insight, which also leads to monopoly, and then foundational success, right? Once you grab a valuable insight that is very true about people, about business, or about the market, about the industry, right? It leads to you being monopolistic about it. You can see the likes of Dangote, PUA in Nigeria, right? There's one truth, there's one secret that they have about their business, about the places they get their materials from. I mean, if you sell gold, if you sell diamonds, right, you won't want to come out publicly and tell them, oh, it's in Kuwait, I saw the diamond, right? You would want to, keep it to yourself so you can, refine that process of how you are going to manufacture it and get more, right? And every successful says, I mean, goes down to the third point, says every successful company has a unique insight at the core, right? Even the down to food businesses, the McDonald's, the Burger Kings, right? They have that secret, that insight, that unique insight, even down to Coca-Cola as well. And the next is, just talking about the dangerous belief, which is, I mean, this is like we are debunking the truth that, don't ever think that we are telling you to understand that you should not ever think that there's no secret again, like, oh, you've seen it all, or it's impossible to achieve some things, right? And yeah, we have 4 points here that speaks to this, and we say is one, incrementalism, that some people have this belief that, progress must happen in small, manageable steps and avoiding big leaps, right? Why can't you take risks? Why can't you go when everybody is zigging? Why don't you zag, right? Risk aversion, fear of being, wrong or failing publicly, stifles a lot of people to explore. And third one is also complacency, right? Comfort with the status quo, kills this, I mean, curiosity that needs to, that curiosity needed to research, right? When people are too comfortable within their space, or they are okay with the amount of revenue that is coming in per month or per year, right? These things actually, I mean, hidden them, I mean, all them down to, giving their all in, discovering more and more, right? And also flatness, the assumption that, modern world is already fully mapped and understood. No, not everybody has been to all the countries in the world. Not everybody have even discovered the resources that God has given to us in this planet of this world that is even still very beneficial to us. So these things are still, lying there, and a lot of human beings are yet to discover it, right? So why not tap into it? And next, we'll be looking at some two-dimensional hidden truth, which shows the secret about nature and the secret about people, right? The first secret about nature is that, truth about how our physical and biological world works, and that science has also still yet to be fully unlocked. by our scientists, in terms of new materials, revolutionary energy sources, biological breakthroughs, and a lot more. Even down to our genes, down to so many things that scientists have not even been able to prove, or they've not even been able to discover or give it a name, right? So second truth about people is that this is insight to human behavior, desires, habits, or market dynamics that others unwillingly talk about or simply fail to understand, right? These are the things that big companies try as much as possible to cover, and which they're still doing. I mean, there was a time where one of our strategists was taking us a session, and it says, big companies are very, very big on investing on, research, and research will help them find hidden truths, help them find insights. And big companies, who are the big companies that are doing that? They are the Google, they are the Apple, they are the Tesla. They are heavy on investing on research, big time, daily, and these are like the core part of things that they research on, right? Because, and especially more on behavioral science of people, right? How people think, the subconsciousness, the things that human beings react to digitally and they are not even aware of, right? Those are the things that always help them. The Apple, right? These are the things that help them, always tweak their devices daily, right? If you watch the recent Apple AirPod that was released, you see how these people have studied human being over time and see that, okay, this is what can make them comfortable. This is what they can use in terms of emergencies, right? They invest more in those things, and because they're not just putting out money on those investments, but they have something that is guiding them, right? They have something that is guiding them right from time that has always worked. So that is why they're always investing in those places, investing in those areas, and researching about it, and which is us, right? And the next is, the Contrarian litmus test, which is what valuable company is nobody building, right? This is where we ask ourselves the question that, what are the things that people are actually not seeing, or people are actually not building around in my industry or in my field, right? The best company don't seek to compete; they seek to redefine the problem based on a unique truth they possess. So back to the Apple, back to the McDonald's, back to the Burger Kings. These guys have one unique truth about them, and this is what makes them what they are over time, right? They will continue to be top of their game because they understand that they have a unique truth to why they are doing the business, and they're always ensuring they're also satisfying people, meeting the needs of people, and understanding the people that they're also serving as well. And in that state, right, or if you are going to build your company around a restaurant business, you should always also want to stand out for something, and stand out for one truth that you know about people, or stand out for truths you know about your business that you are offering to people too as well. And the next is how we can find these business secrets. And one of the ways that we can find these business secrets is through unconventional wisdom, right? It's a no-brainer. We need to ask ourselves, universally accepted, I mean, what is universally accepted in the industry? What if that belief is fundamentally wrong, right? Are we in the oil and gas? Are we in the food business? Are we in the skincare industry? I mean, we need to find out all these things. Are these things truly, truly, are these things truly, truly right? I wrote in my note here that even, I wrote in my book here that even even in the skincare industry, there's something that the the skincare industry, some people are not even caring about. Right. I was just playing upon words, but I just feel like that is true actually, because right, they might think that, the Dove, the Nivea, the whatsoever that are making these pomades, right? You might think that they've covered it all, but what if there's something that they are still living on the table? It might not even be the skin at the moment, it might be something else, right? But we just need to find out. We just need to ask ourselves those questions. Two is to look for contradictions, right? Sorry, we need to identify areas where customers' behavior doesn't align with what competitors assume they want. And the third is to explore neglected areas. We need to focus on markets or customer segments that established competitors that established competitors ignore because they seems too small or too difficult, right? What are the things that the big four, the big five, or whatever they call themselves, what are the things that they're not focusing on, that they're leaving it they're leaving it down there because maybe it's too small to manage, or it's not even something that they need to bother themselves about? Observe deeply. Secrets are often hidden in small details, subtle inefficiencies, or unspoken needs that require careful attention. I mean, that's why a lot of people, a lot of strategies, they tell you that one of the ways that they normally observe their strategies to or of their competitors, they just go to especially if they are the big ones, you go to the comment section. How are the people reacting to what they're saying? Like most of in Nigerian company, the ones that I know of that I've checked. If you go to the network companies of MTN page on Instagram or Facebook, you see how people are always lashing them. It's not that they are not providing good services, but a lot of people are not satisfied with their services. If you go to IKEDC, that's the power holding company of Lagos or anyone, they're always yabbing them, giving them bashes, right? But if you're going to come in as a power solutions provider, what are these things that, I mean, if you are going to come in as a distributor of electricity, what are the things that you offer that will be different, that won't make make your company have those lashes, right? Even down to food businesses, you go to comment section of some restaurants, you say, oh, your chicken is spoiled, your chicken is that, this, that, right? We need to observe deeply, right? I mean, it may not be based on comment section, it might just be something that someone can say, that it might just be a trend, it might just be a video that you come across. I mean, it might just be something that is just hidden in an article of a newspaper, right? We need to observe deeply, right? These are where secret lies, right? And the next year is, why secrets create value, right? One of the things that makes secrets, to be more valuable is that, it gives a competitive barrier. Secrets create high barriers to high secret high barrier to entry, making it, extremely difficult for others to copy your model, right? I mean, till today, people are still saying that, oh, the secret that lies. I don't think that the secret that lies in the likes of Coke or Pepsi are hidden that much. It's just that they've already expanded because a lot of people have created different cola of their own choice, right? But it is what the brand now, the two brands have evolved to become now, that is now the hidden truth about them, right? Right. Yeah, they had the recipe before at the initial stage, which was their own hidden truth, but it has gone beyond the recipe now. It has gone to, the perception that they're always selling to people, right? Sometimes this secret actually evolve too over time. And the second part is, redefining the industry. Instead of competing, companies built on secrets create new category or standards, right? So again, as a startup, I mean, you don't always to look at things from the side of competition, right? Look, companies built on secrets creates new category, right? Or standard. So, I mean, sometimes it might not be a situation whereby you need to, start all over. I mean, in context of big companies now, right? In the context of a fully functioning company that's, they're not really a startup. If they discover a secret, what they just need to do is create a segment, create a department, create a category for it, and see where, they can service people. On the long-term value, the third one is long-term value. Secret becomes the foundation for sustainable revenue and market dominance, right? When you have a true secret that you can hold on to, that is a genuine truth, right? It helps you create, long-term value. And at the act of cultivating a cultural discovery, right? One of the things that we see here is that we should encourage unusual questionings, and that this is a case of, rewarding terms of questioning the status quo, asking a stupid unusual question, right? And I mean, interesting people do this a lot because, I mean, it's not like actually they are truly dumb, but they also feel that this thing is just hanging in the air. Let them ask. It's just hanging in the air. People are not really saying it. People are not really talking about it. Ask those questions. Those things that are just lying fallow, that people see online, people just talk about, is a trend, it's something unusual. Ask, right? And therein lies the difference of standing out. Second is challenge the industry truth, systematically audit the common assumptions, right? I think we've said this before. And the third one is invest in discovery, right? I've mentioned something around this, that big companies out there are big on investing in resources, in researches, right? It says allocate time and resources, especially towards high risk, high reward exploration, not just operational efficiency, right? They're not just about investing in data service centers or places where they want to mount their masts, but they're also investing, these big tech companies, they're also investing in areas where they can get knowledge of what it really is. I mean, research is, right, what really is about people, about their behaviors, about their habits, right? And the fourth one is to protect your insights. Once you discover, build your strategy around the secret, but protect it until your advantage is fully cemented, right? You don't come out and blow your trumpet, right? Even till today, Dangote will not tell you what he's using to make his cement, or what he use entirely to make his petrol. Even though he might tell you, right, you might feel that, oh, it's still very expensive for you to operate. But I mean, these are the things that holds a lot of big companies, right? Some of them might still even be able to tell us, but on the long runs, it might be something that is not even, it might be something that you might not be able to fully fund and control by yourself. You might need a lot of funding and a lot of those things. But at the end of the day, for us as a startup, or for us building small businesses here and there, right? If we discover a particular truth, we should hold on to that, cement it well within ourselves, within our team, within our hearts, or have a document that speaks for it. Then, right, we can now start building on that before we now expand and give it out. Because yes, secrets are sometimes open to giving out to help other people. And the key takeaway here is believe and search, right? Reject the notion that all important discoveries have been made. Believe that secrets still exist in abundance. And I think there is a Bible verse that speaks about it. That the Lord, if you pray, the Lord will, pray to God that He will give you the secrets in. I can't remember is in Isaiah something. I can't remember the particular chapter of the Bible that talks about hidden treasures. God giving people secrets in hidden treasures or something like that. I can't remember the particular verse, but it's in Isaiah. Maybe I'll find it and drop it on the group. Right? There's still always secrets. And God, is the author and finisher of secrets. He knows everything. He knows what He has created. So no matter what anybody might have discovered, they are still yet to discover more. And because the world is big enough, we should focus on what few people think. We should focus on what few people know, and seek both scientific and human truth. Look for asymmetric of knowledge. And the last is to act and build, convert your unique knowledge into specific, clear business advantage that underpins your entire strategy, and that's turning insights into a core product or solutions. Build your company that is hard to copy. Build a company that is hard to copy, not the one that any other person would have just woken up and start and continue. Then measure success by new value created. And the text here says the road to success is to find value in unexpected places, right? You might just be in a party and somebody mentions something and it rings a bell, or it sparks something in you. You might just be in a room of conversations, or you might be in a bus, somebody saying something, yapping or something, right? Those hidden truths, those are insights that lies in the solutions that you might create in future that would I don't want to use the word, is it yesterday we were told not to use the word disrupt? Yes. Well, I don't want to use the word disrupt. That was what is coming to my mind, but it might be an hidden truth that will give you something that will shake the economy of the nation. Right? And and lastly is to reflect on questions that will find. Reflecting questions, finding your breakthrough. This unique question to this unique question, these questions. Use these questions to challenge existing assumptions and initiate the search for your company's hidden truth, and which is one contrary belief that is saying, asking yourself that what is one truth about the industry we believe, our industry we believe, but our entire competitor disagree with, right? Customer gap. What unspoken or hidden need do our customer have that our competitors are failing to see or serve? Right? Discovery versus incrementalism, which is, are we predominantly focused on small, safe environments, or are we allocating time to genuine high-risk discovery? Yes, so these are the typical questions we need to ask ourselves day in and day out. And also, I think that the place of exposure to also helps in discovering secret. Yes, the place of exposure helps in discovering secret. It helps a lot of, business owners, help a lot of entrepreneurs that we see today. Just being able to explore and see different options. I think some of the solutions that are now provided in Nigeria, like the child deck that provide smart solution for people to order food, and I think some other solutions like that, just out of curiosity of them, they have the advantage to have, go outside the country and see what others have done and see that, oh, this is something that is very unique and we can bring to our country. I think that's a place of, that's just one of the things I think that, could be added to what I discovered about this chapter. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much, David. That was another very outstanding presentation, very packed full. And the topic was quite an interesting one, like I said, secrets, for our business, to find a way to evolve. So when we talk about secrets, some people believe that secrets are, all exhausted, in the sense that, okay, we maybe in my own area of business, they've done it all. There's nothing else. There's nothing more to be done. I'm just following suit. I'm just going along with the rest. But you can have that differentiator. You can innovate in a way that, there might just be something, a slight tweak to the existing, protocols that you would bring into play to change, to be the game changer, like David said, to change the way our world works, right? So it's very important that, we have that, we don't go with that school of thought that, seems to believe that every area has been covered off in terms of trying to get the secrets for our business area. We can see the death of companies like the Nokias, name them, what have you, even in the tech and other industries. It's because they refuse to evolve, because they refuse to find more secrets to the business. That's why they went down the drain. So very important for us to understand that. I think David said everything. I shouldn't be reiterating. I'll just say, let's give him his flowers. Let's give him his flowers for that beautiful presentation. Thank you, David. Thanks for always showing up as well. And so before we would leave, I just wanted to ask a question based on, I think, this last presentation, in the sense that, okay, if we believe that, there are still more grounds to be covered, there are still more that we can do in terms of asking questions, seeking to know about behaviors, seeking to know about other, because when the writer talks about the division between, there are two types of secrets actually, secrets about nature and secrets about people, right? When we talk about secrets about nature, it's something that, we need to keep developing ways, like, scientifically, it's mostly scientifically that we can try and dig more to find out secrets about nature. But when it comes to people, we look at it more from a standpoint of asking questions, trying to unlock questions around people's behaviors, people's, the way that people would act or react to certain things. When we say product development is all about, gearing it towards people's behaviors mostly. So my question is simple. With the AI age, where we now have so much information out there, would we say that, this has exposed more secrets into, everybody's hands? And if that is the case, does it now mean that there is no more secret in that sense? Like, no, we can't say, because there are things that usually will take you forever to get that information, right? And today is freely available. No longer, people don't longer have that advantage. Some, especially in some industries, right? People no longer have that advantage of saying, okay, I'm now the specialist consultant in this and all that. And so if we don't have that advantage anymore in terms of the secrets that we used to have in our business, certain business areas, does it then mean that, or how can we then unlock more secrets? Because now a lot of our secrets are out there. That's the question. So how can we then unlock more secrets, right? Or like, what's a way of hiding, not really hiding it? Like you said, Coca-Cola, for instance, not as if they are really hiding, but how can we ensure that we are protecting our secrets in a way that, it's not out there for the whole world to see? Because now, if I was a consultant in a particular area, I can no longer be the only one having the knowledge that I have, because, AI puts it out there. Everybody now has the same knowledge I have. And how can I stay relevant in my business area, even with this sort of proliferation of, knowledge? Thank you. Just in 2 words, you can wrap it up, or in 2 sentences, or I don't know. Yeah, thank you.
I mean, so for me, I don't think, I mean, you've also said it, and I think I've also mentioned it, that when it comes to secrets, it's not something that we can actually fully exhaust. And when it comes to AI, this is the thing, and I think one of my bosses always mentioned that this part of human having basic knowledge, basic understanding of things will not be taken away. So if a particular person just think that he can prompt AI to generate this thing, if the person is not well skilled in that industry, like me now, I'm not a graphic designer. There are some things that I may need to type, I may need to input, or I'm not a photographer. I may not be able to generate it properly. I may not be able to get what I want to get from the AI. Or I mean, let's say I'm in finance now, I want to get a particular information now. There are some things that I may not be able to get, or if I'm in the, I mean, if I find myself in the medical field now, there's a lot of terminologies. There are some things that I may think that I will just generate online, but it might not be relevant, or I may not be able to know how to fine tune the information I'm getting, even though those things might be secret, right? That said, and I think that the part of, because of how human beings behave, it constantly evolves. So, right, I believe that human beings are the one that are also feeding AI with those information, right? It's just that from the look of things, actually, we are now beginning to even feed it, constantly more than what we used to do then in the areas of Google, because Google, it was people that have a lot of blog sites then that were just giving out information. Sometimes you even have to pay for information that you get via Google. Sometimes you get it for free. But I believe that the basic knowledge of human being in understanding, in having an idea of something, right, cannot be taken off. Even though if you like now, I always pity the architectures, especially sometimes I see some kind of architectural designs and I be like, oh, this thing is not even someone that drew it. Is an AI that come up with this chapter. I mean, so that's why I feel that, well, it might seem as though secrets are not really out there again, but again, it's the use of the secrets now that is I think the use of
Yeah,
the
the
secrets.
application of
Yes,
it. Yes, yes.
the application of those secrets, those informations, those ideas, the application of it that now matters, right? Sometimes it can give you wrong information and you might just be
Yeah.
running with it. You never know, right? So it happens that secret I don't think is no good. I don't think it's going to be ever going to be exhausted. So, and the place of prayer too always very very very, I mean, it's very very helpful because our God that we serve is the ultimate, uh I would say it's the ultimate order of secrets, right? It's not even AI, because what God can reveal to you tonight before you wake up tomorrow can actually blow your mind and change the way you think about people or about the business you want to do or what you are doing. Uh, AI may not be able to give you those information, so that's just it.
Okay,
I
thank you
think I
so
think
much.
I think was it or not in the book of where Job is it no, I think it was Isaac. But let me not go
Yeah,
deep
don't
into that.
worry.
That's just
Thank you
it.
so much,
Right?
David.
And
Thank you for your
yeah.
input. Yeah, so I think I would like us to just take a or make a stop there. But before I do so, I know I acknowledge that we have Umi on the call. I've not mentioned Umi's name all this while. Thank you very much, Umi, for joining us today. Others have said that they couldn't join. I've seen in the group, Princess has a bit of trouble joining, and I think Afsat as well. So sorry about that. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Dr. Morayo presented earlier. I think, Umi, you were there when she was presenting. So based on the two speakers, do you have any questions, contributions for us this evening before we
Okay,
go?
yeah, to be honest, these are two beautiful chapters which builds on of what I have learned initially from the previous 6 chapters.
Yes.
Thank you so much, David. I'm really impressed with your slides. Before we even start, I asked David to please put me through how to make a slide quickly. This is beautiful and very convincing and in fact, you're a good lecturer. I don't know whether maybe if you'll be doing something part-time. Yes. Thank you so much, David, for your contribution. And Dr. Morayo also, I know she is a very busy lady, but she always shows up.
Yes.
I'm trying to
Shows up.
copy her. Yeah, so she showed up. I also enjoyed her presentation. Thank you very
Thank
much. I
you.
did not extensively read these last 2 chapters. That's why I won't be able to say a lot. But at least
Yes.
listening to them made me to now. I don't even have to read again. I'll just
Yeah.
read
Thank
the next
you.
one. Yes, you're welcome.
Yeah. Are you back from
Yes, I arrived today.
your
That's why. So I'm trying to settle
oh,
down at the house. So and I
oh.
based up and doing. Yes,
Yeah, that's good.
I'm about.
Thank God for Johnny Messes. Yeah.
Yes, I'm back
uh,
home. Thank you.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking you'll still be in Austin for like a
No,
week or 2 weeks.
no, I'm back home.
That
No,
was
it's
it
just
Houston or
4 weeks.
Boston? Boston.
Boston.
Oh,
I went
Oh,
to
Boston,
Boston.
okay.
Yes,
Boston,
I went to Boston.
Boston.
Massachusetts, yeah. Oh,
Yes,
welcome.
Boston, yeah.
And congrats on your your self-development
Conference.
journey.
Yes, thank you so much. It was excellent and eye-opening. I'm now
Yeah,
sitting down my children to tell them what I have brought down for them, because we
yes.
need to start thinking of AI.
Opening
So that is a yes, we need
exactly.
to. So I'm going to discuss what I've learned with them now.
Good, good, really good. Thank you so
Good.
much, Umi. Always
Yeah,
a
welcome.
pleasure to have you on board. Okay,
Thank you.
so we would close today. It's 10 minutes past the hour. I will close and then we'll see everyone else next week because today is Thursday. So we usually have our break till Monday. By which time I hope to be joining from Nigeria, hopefully. So yes, everybody keeps moving from one end to the other. So I'll be in
The
Nigeria
home
next.
sweet home. Oh my God. Home sweet home.
Yes,
It
so
should
Nigeria is
be,
lovely. Hi.
yeah,
yes, so
it's a short trip. I'll be in Abuja for 3 days and then 2 days in Lagos and then back here again
Oh my
over the
God.
weekend.
This your far place. How many hours trip?
It's almost 22 hours, 20 hours, 22 hours, depending
Oh
on
my God.
each leg. One is 20, one is around 22 because there's some wait times in between. So
Oh my.
I start my journey on Saturday, actually, get
Oh
there
my.
on Sunday. into Lagos, then into Abuja on Monday, then back into. So I'll just be hopping planes like God knows.
Have a safe trip, my brother.
Yeah, I will. Like God
Safe
is
trip, sir.
Yeah.
my help. Okay, thank you so much,
Yes.
and everybody. I will see you again next week. Take
Okay.
care.
All
Have a
right.
good weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye.